All right, welcome to Yahoo Finance's After the Call. I'm Brian Sozzi, joined by Brad Smith. And for After the Call here, we are locking in on Tesla. That call finally ended. Investors were greeted by, I would say, Brad, a little bit of a sleepy Elon Musk, which would make sense because he's trying to get to profitability on Twitter and also dealing with a lot of courtroom cases. But you're probably wondering what is going on with the stock after hours. And we have seen a strengthening in Tesla's stock price as that earnings call has gone along. A couple of reasons why I think here, if you distill that earnings call like I'm about to do right now. First up, Tesla, Brad, really teased cost cuts throughout that earnings call. Of course, they started off their earnings release teasing a more efficient operation. You saw CFO Zach Kirkhorn really play that up on the earnings call. You saw Elon Musk lock in on them being a more efficient company. Really battening down the hatches in terms of how they operate their business, really playing into the buzzword right now into tech, that is cost cuts to improve profits inside of a slowing economy. Now, Elon also warned about a pretty severe recession. We'll get to that a little bit later. Next thing that I think is driving the stock price here, Brad, Elon and his team really confirmed that the Tesla Cybertruck will in fact begin production this year. Now, the street wanted to see this weird-looking angular truck production starting mid-year. Elon said that would start in the summer. Ultimately, volume production will kick off in 2024. I think the street really liked hearing that this Cybertruck will finally reach some form of production at this point this year. Also, too, here, and we have the audio for this one here, Brad. The gross profit margin outlook into this earnings call for Tesla very much in focus. There was some concern with Tesla cutting prices recently pretty aggressively to stoke demand. Would that automotive gross profit margin dip below 20%? Of course, that would be a big, huge decline if that did in fact happen. Here's what CFO Zach Kirkhorn said on the call.
There's certainly a lot of uncertainty about how the year will unfold, but I'll share what's in our current forecast for the moment. So, based upon these metrics here, we believe that we'll be above, both of the metrics that are stated in the question. So 20% automotive gross margin, excluding leases and red credits, and then 47K ASP across all models.
Yeah, and that ASP was what was key about this. And that ASP 47K that they mentioned on the call, I mean, we were just taking a look at some of the automotive gross margins within this earnings report that had just dropped. And you kind of got this vibe, which we'll get to our vibe checks in a moment from this call. But I think at the end of the day, one thing that did stick out to me was not just the amount of times that Elon wanted to continue to come back to recession. It's almost like Sozzi wanted to be at World Economic Forum and be asked about his take on what a recession may look like. And here's the actual verbatim that he did say about this. And this was actually the biggest stock move that we did see as well around that, because in after hours, you also saw this spike up for much of the time during the call. It was higher by about 1-2%. And then you saw this move higher on his comments about the recession. And here's why. He said, if the recession is a serious one, and I think it probably will be, but that will lead to meaningful decreases in almost all of our input costs there. So he's describing a deflationary environment. That is what some of the investors really latched onto, a deflationary environment, at least for some of those input costs, materials, and what have you. And so that particularly is what we did see, some of that share price action on, even in the extended hours here. But it was remarkable to see how long it took for somebody to ask about Twitter as well. Of course, they were taking questions from Say, and the question really was, look, dude, you're spending a lot of time on this other baby, this other child that you've just been able to kind of bring into your home, the Musk home, but not the Tesla home. However, it's taking time away from how much time you spend with us. And so he was asked about that. We have a clip of that to play for our viewers too.
Well, let me check my Twitter account. Okay, so I've got 127 million followers. It continues to grow very rapidly. That suggests that I'm, reasonably popular. Now, I might not be popular with some people, but for the vast majority of people, my follow count speaks for itself. I'm the most interactive account, social media account, I think, maybe in the world, certainly on Twitter.
All right.
Brad, I was supposed to get to some vibe checks here on this conference. Well, hold on. Just because he has 127 million Twitter followers, does that mean he's super popular? It means what it does mean is that he's an important dude, important person on the platform that he owns. And there has been a real concern, various polls, Elon scoffed at a YouGov poll. I think he, in fact, said who could trust them. But still, the fact is, his comments on Twitter and the way he's been acting is not CEO-like, and it has impacted this brand. You may not see it in sales for the fourth quarter, but maybe you see it at some point this year with Tesla and its various models.
Yeah. Look, we got to get some vibe checks here, and I'll just be straight away about this one. I gave this on a scale of 10 a 3 at the end of the day, and here's why. Because if there is a path towards a fully sustainable future for humanity, as Elon Musk was talking about on the call, then I need more excitement that they're pumping through during these communications. And I didn't get that. I was sitting here trying to stay awake, flights of chicken cutlets from Dave's Hot Chicken, just trying to make it through this call, Saz.
Well, I'm just sitting here in my my ninth energy drink from today in my trusty Yahoo Finance cup. And if you're out there watching, and I know millions of you are, you want one of these cups, just drop me a tweet. I'll get you over one. My vibe check is this. It's bad. I know the stock is reacting positively, but I really don't give a damn, because here's what I saw in this conference call. Brad, to your point, you have Elon warning about a severe recession. He said this before, but I do not want to hear Elon Musk warning about a recession. Check done. Do not like it. What I don't also like is that sketchy volume outlook from Tesla, calling for 38% growth this year, year over year. That is below their long-term CAGR, or compound annual growth rate, as Wall Street likes to say, of 50%. Do not like that as well. And then no sign on the pickup in demand, if there was one, on recent price cuts. I don't like any of it. He was asked this repeatedly. I would have liked to see Elon step up and say, we cut prices, people buying more of our junk.
Well, you know what? Let's see what Finance's automotive reporter thinks about this. Senior auto and mobility.
Don't forget the senior
reporter. Don't forget the senior. Yes, let's bring in Pras Subramanian, senior mobility reporter over here.
That's
Yahoo. All right, Pras,
that's right. That's right.
Mobility now. Wow, Pras. Wow.
Senior, right?
Wow.
Planes, trains, automotive.
I mean, he did at the time talk about how after the price cut was the strongest year to date that they've seen there because of those price cuts. So we are some, sort of that demand follow through with actual saying the question is right sides. Like, how can you afford that? Can you keep that, at least 20% automotive gross margin forward through that? So he did touch on that. I also want to touch on the fact that, Cybertruck, yes, not volume production, but at least production starting in the second half. And I think that was a really kind of a thing that we were glomming onto. But also, back to that production overall, they did mention that we could build 2 million units a year this year, but we can't control, what did Elon say? The kind of like the move, the things that happen, the events of the world, the global events, we can't control that. So we're not going to.
Do you think the market gives weight to that 2 million number then, knowing how they've kind of couched that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe they're thinking about, maybe they could actually theoretically do this. They're not supply constrained, right? It's more like a demand thing. So maybe they are, but I have to tell you, they're actually kind of downplaying those sort of expectations, right? Sozzi, it's like 1.8 million. Like, they put that in there. That is not 50% CAGR from last year.
No, it's basic math. I don't know why they put that on there. They didn't even push back on that, Pras. Just ridiculous. You would think from a math wizard like Elon Musk, he would have got that math right on the earnings release. But again, he seemed very sleepy on this conference call. He has a lot going on.
Yeah, I think you're right. So I you noted that he might need a nap, and I think he might be right. I think he said late last night, I was talking to the AI team about Dojo, and they asked, like, dude, focus on the production, not on supercomputers and the robot Optimus, right? It's like, that's way down the line.
All right, Pras, we got to cut you loose here, but just some final wrap-ups here. I mean, as we're taking away from the call, again, a lot of stuff said about what the future of sustainability for humanity may look like, but not a lot of details that are offered on when the Cybertruck will actually be a significant contributor to bottom line. He said 2023, it's not going to be. So for everybody who submitted their questions ahead of time, don't look up for the Cybertruck to really be a kind of put the team on its back type of player, even though Elon did say it's going to be his everyday vehicle on the call as well, Saz.
Brad, are we done? I could do this for another 9 hours. I could just go straight through the night here live on Yahoo Finance talking about Tesla earnings call. I don't even want to stop. I don't want to stop.
In the words of Marisa from Westchester, that's it, fellas. Thank you so much for joining us here on Yahoo Finance. After the call, you catch us live tomorrow at 9 a.m. More breakdown of Tesla's earnings. They're shutting up the lights on me, so I got to go.
Be good.